Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. And find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio. Pizza Ranch with more than 7 locations across the state of Missouri, and host our quarterback club, tip-off clubs, and get ready to start on Monday the 20th, our leadoff club. We bring in the baseball coaches from the surrounding area and the Springfield area. Visit and talk a little bit about baseball, but you're listening to a Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week segment brought to you by the Missouri State Highway Patrol, who reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. Just 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. We go to Eldorado Springs, Missouri, and we welcome in head girls basketball coach Beau Swopes and our Athlete of the Week, Macie Mays. Coach Swopes, I know you're on spring break, but I appreciate you setting this up.
Yeah, no problem. Didn't have any plans, so just sitting around and trying to keep from doing any housework.
Yeah, Macie wishes she was on the beach, and don't we all? But Coach, just kind of put a bow on the season, a state championship game this year and last year, so back-to-back state championship games. Last year went a little different for you as you won. This year, a great game with Fairgrove, but kind of put a bow on the season for for Eldorado Springs.
We're just a couple days off of a really tough loss. So, as a coach, you're just sitting back and thinking about all the things you could have done differently. But, when you look back at the season as a whole, it was very successful for us. We had some big holes to fill, had some kids stepping up and doing new roles and trying to learn new roles. Extremely proud of this group of girls and what all they accomplished this year. We went undefeated again in conference, won another district title, and made it all the way to the state championship game, and lost in one that could have went either way there at the end. And overall, it was a great season. I think right now the girls are hurting just a little bit, and just like the coaches are. But I think we'll look back, 5-10 years from now, and we'll think about how magical of a season it really was with our young group that we had, kind of mixing with our 2 seniors. So. Extremely proud of all the work the girls put in this year, and it was a great season.
Coaches, you come into this season with what you lost, the graduation, you mentioned those holes had to be filled. Did you have to change anything, maybe your maybe game plan or your style of play? What into that going into the season?
I think, we've tried to make the change over to being more of a defensive team. For this was year 14 for me, and I think for a long time, everyone thought of us as just an offensive team. Defensively, we got better last year. And then I think we were possibly a better team defensively this year. I mean, the girls really just bought in on putting pressure on other teams, and they did a great job. And, we had to use that pressure because we didn't have the length that we did in the past. Last year we graduated Reese Schaff and Tevy Gurley, who were 5'9" plus, and a Morgan Mitchell who could get out and defend a little bit. And this year we were, I feel like other than Macie and a couple other girls, we were about 5'5" across the board. And defensively, we really had to pick up the pressure. Our guards really stepped up and figured out that they were scoring capable. And we did a lot of really good things as the season progressed. And if you would have saw us, the first couple weeks of the season compared to the last weeks of the season, we're a totally different team.
Coach, you've got Macie Mays sitting there alongside our athlete, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Athlete of the Week. Tell us a little bit about Macie and what makes her special.
There's always a lot of comparisons between her and Reese from last year, and they're just so different. But the one thing that they both had in common was they wanted to do whatever it took to win. And Macie does an unbelievable job for us as a freshman, sophomore. She really went out and defended the other team's best player, and still scored a lot. And we're going to talk about that later. But as this season progressed, she kind of had to carry the team early on because some of those girls were still trying to figure out what they were supposed to do, when they were to shoot and when they weren't to shoot. And Macie did a great job offensively for us and defensively. The nice thing for her, I feel like, as the season and went along, is some of those other girls really stepped up defensively and allowed her to kind of play off the best player at times. But the thing that you got to love about Macie is if she has the opportunity to play against one of the best in the area, like, she wants to guard them. She didn't back down from anybody. She guarded Cayman Beckmeyer. She guarded Grace Slaughter from Grain Valley. And just like, I feel like we played a really tough schedule with a lot of really good players, and every night she went out and she wanted the opportunity to guard them and still, averaged over 24 points a game. So a great kid and really works at her craft. 3-sport athlete. But when she gets into that sport, she really focuses on it. I can't think of too many times that when practice was over, she grabbed her stuff and walked out the door. She would spend 30 minutes to an hour in there continuing to shoot and get better at basket, get better at her shot and offensively. And it kind of bled over to like some of the younger kids. They saw her staying, and so they thought, it's probably a pretty good chance for me to get better too. So as the season went on, we had more and more kids staying in there and getting better after practice.
Well, Macie, first off, on behalf of the Missouri State Highway Patrol and Missouri Sports Network, congratulations on being a Chevrolet Athlete of the Week.
Thank you.
And Macie, you go back to the beginning of this season and kind of, did you have goals, team goals, personal goals coming into this season? I know you scored a lot of points. You're over 2,000, 2,500. What were some goals that you had coming into this season?
I think at the very beginning of the season, we just came off, a state championship. So that was kind of on our minds. And after last year, that feeling was just so addicting. So I think we really knew we wanted to get back there. So I think as a team and as a whole, that was our end goal. So we really just set our sights on that and just getting better every single day. For me personally, I never set a goal of scoring 2,500 points. That's just something that I guess that happened. I just really wanted to go give my team the best chance at winning every night so we could get back to the Final Four.
How did your role change? And Coach talked about the ladies that graduated last year. Did your role change then? I mean, did you feel like your role had changed, and what did that change consist of?
Yeah, I definitely think it changed a little bit for me. I'm not somebody that's super outgoing. I'm not a really vocal person on and off the court. So with Reese gone, I knew that I would have to step up, and I think that's where my role changed a little bit. I don't think it really changed any physically on the court, scoring or defending. I just think just me stepping into more of a leader role and just being there for my teammates and the younger girls we have this year.
You've had an opportunity to play in probably more than 100 high school basketball games.
Mm-hmm.
As you look back over your career, are there games you'd like to go back and play again? And maybe it's that state championship game last year where that euphoria was so tremendous. Or are there games maybe that you like to go back and play again because, hey, we just fell short. I'd like to play that one again, get another opportunity. And that one of those may have occurred just a couple of days ago. But are there games that you would really like to go back and play again in your career?
I definitely think there is. Right now I'd love to go play back in that state championship game from Saturday. I'd probably give anything to go back and do it over again. So, yeah, I definitely think there is, but I also think there's something special about looking back and realizing what you could have done better and just reflecting on that. So, in a way I do, but in a way I don't, just because it's kind of made me, those losses and what I've overcame have kind of made me into the player I am today.
All right, if 2023, Macie Mays could go back to that freshman year, 2019, and give yourself some advice based on what you know now as a senior, what advice would you give that freshman, Macie Mays?
Oh gosh. I think the biggest piece of advice I could give her was just to not put so much pressure on yourself and just enjoy every moment you had and have. because I don't think freshman Macie realized how fast it would go by. Now senior Macie realizes how fast it goes by, but freshman year Macie didn't. And so I just tell her just to enjoy what you have and the people you have around you.
Now you're a senior, so obviously you still have some stuff to take care of this spring academically, I'm sure. But what decision have you made as far as next year? What will you be doing? Is that not a fair question?
Oh no, it is. I just as of right now, I've signed a letter of intent to go play college softball at a junior college in Oklahoma. That's my plan right now. It might change, so we'll see. I might have a few options. I'm kind of thinking about, so I'm gonna try to make some decisions this spring.
Who are you going to lean on to make those decisions? Are you reaching out to former players? Coach Swopes may have some input, and probably parents.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of people have input, actually. But I'm just leaning on, my family, and probably my biggest one's God, and just where I find peace. So I'm just gonna make my decision soon, and just hope God takes me where He wants me to go.
It'll always happen.
Mm-hmm.
You'll end up right where you're supposed to be if you approach it like that.
Yep, that's what people tell me. So.
Very good. Well, Macie, once again, we're visiting with Macie Mays, Eldorado Springs, Chevrolet dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week. Macie, congratulations, and I've really enjoyed getting to watch you play the last couple of years. I'll miss it.
Well, thank you. Thank you for covering us.
You bet. Coach Swopes, you've always been generous with your time, and I really appreciate you guys. I reach out, and usually we can find a time where we can meet. And here at the Missouri Sports Network, we greatly appreciate all the coaches that have been a part of it, and you've always made yourself accessible, and I appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate your coverage and everything like that, and just the ability to get out and see kids that maybe others don't get the chance to see. So it's just kind of a nice platform for our kids to get some recognition, and we appreciate everything you guys do.
You bet. Thank you so much. And hey, I'm sure we'll be reaching out to you again. So, and Macie, when you make that decision, you just, let us know.
I will. I'll keep you updated.
All right. Macie, again, congratulations. Coach Swope, thanks so much.
Thank you.
You've been watching the Missouri Sports Network here, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.